came back to honor the GOAT, Tom Brady. Randy, I'll start with you. How special is it?
I mean, it's very special to me. I mean, since I've been here, since I left here, you hear all the great stories of my tenure here with 12. And, I mean, they're genuine. It's out of genuine love. I was just talking to somebody earlier about my time here in Foxborough and showing back up, how does it feel? And I said it just feels great to see former teammates being able to, see their family, share the stories, and at the same time come and celebrate a guy that we played with.
Tell us how competitive he really is.
Man, the guy's crazy. I remember coming back from a West Coast trip. I think I was injured. The team came back. I come in there for treatment at 5 in the morning, 5:30. This dude is in there working out in the weight room. That was the type of competitor. He never wanted to lose anything, whether it was 9-on-7 and he was just handing the ball off, or whether it was 7-on-7 in practice. That's how he was. But honestly, that's what made our teams great. I think that's why a lot of guys are back here to celebrate him.
Did you feed off him?
I think just feeding off what Ben said, it's just like anytime you're around somebody with greatness and you're able to feed off of them and gain some things from, it becomes contagious. And the the championships speak for themselves. It's just it's unlikely or just a sad situation that I was unable to get one here. And it's all in joke and it's all out of love, but to be able to experience an organization like this, I don't know how many more in the National Football is like this. I know it's 32 of them, but this is one of many few. And that's why so many guys show up tonight for 12.
Oh, look who's behind.
There he is. There he is.
Hold on.
There he is. The wife, you see? Speaking of the man.
Speaking of the man.
One of the.
You put on this night. What a special night it is.
Oh, it's really special when you think about where we were 2001. Couldn't get the stadium financed because 9/11 happened. We were privileged to win our first Super Bowl, and yet, hey,
Ben Watson.
come on, man. We took this guy to the Holy Land.
That's right.
I have a picture of him and Tommy at the Western Wall.
Wow.
Yeah, but wait, I want to finish. Part of what happened because of what Tommy did and the leadership he showed attracted guys like this, who I think in my lifetime is the greatest wide receiver and one of the two greatest tight ends, along with my men.
Mr. Kraft, I was happy to be there. I was happy to be here.
Yeah, well, and you know what I realize, we don't have enough moments where we celebrate good things. We're in an environment of social media and everything is quickies and how you present. And this is to think about what's happened over the last few decades, and guys like this come back. And if you saw last night how they were all together and felt good, there was just them and Tommy. We didn't have Spont, we had no one else. And it's what's really great, and we got to have more moments of happiness and celebration like this. And I promise all our fans we're building something special here. I don't know what's going to happen this next year, but we're going to have some fun new chapters.
Everything you're putting into tonight, why do you want to make it special for Tom? What everlasting impact does Tom have on you?
Well, I've never, outside of my family, I never met another individual like Tommy. He's a guy who could go in the huddle, and Randy can attest, he'd make average people better just the way he led. But you see him off the field, and he's got such a heart. Excuse me. Got such a heart, and he's so sensitive to people. He'll cry if the moment calls for it, and he's not afraid to do it. He's a very caring, good human being, and we were lucky to have him, just like lucky to have this guy. I'll never forget one of my toughest moments in my life when my sweetheart Myra died. He came up and he visited with me, and and that's the bond that this Patriot franchise has done, and I'm privileged to be a part of it.
Thank you, guys.
Randy, real quick for you, what did Tom mean to you as a teammate? You came in, you were one of the greatest wide receivers in the league, but to play with him, what did that do for you? How did that elevate you?
I just think that, before I became a Patriot, Tom already had his legacy set in stone. And as a wide receiver, you sit there and study guys week in and week out. And so me doing my studying, as you heard Mr. Kraft talking about how Tom made the average player so much better. So as I'm studying him as a quarterback, it's like, man, I need some of that. And not that I'm considering myself average. I just knew that I could bring whatever the best out in him, he could bring the best out in me. And so we came here, and it was magic from day one. So, speaking of Mr. Kraft, you heard me just talking earlier about just my time here. And when you have the owner of the Patriots just talking about the family and the family and the family, he made a promise to the fans. He makes a promise to the players. He makes promise to the players and their families. So like I said, man, comes a times where you have to separate the friendship from the business side of it. And, man, as the owner, he's all about family and love, man, and that's what we can appreciate from being players and former players.
You have one Tom story you could share from that 07 season?
I'll try to share it tonight, man. All right.
Hey, enjoy.